Welcome to the Akashic Library.
All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a pretty wild idea from our source material, the possibility that this physical reality we're all in, well, it might not be real at all. Let's get right into it. So let's just jump right in with the big one, the question that our source material puts front and center. What if this reality is a dream? I mean, everything you see, everything you touch and feel, what if it's all just a dream? That's the core concept we're going to unpack.
Okay, first section, reality is a dream. The fundamental idea here, according to our source, is that this physical world, it's just not what we think it is. Let's break down what they actually mean by that.
So our source gives a really specific definition for physical reality. It's not just the world around you. It's a state where your spirit, your true self, is having a dream that it's separate from its natural spiritual home. The source actually puts it very plainly. You have never left spirit. You are dreaming that you're not. Think about that for a second.
And this whole concept really hinges on this huge contrast. On one side, you've got our perceived state, physical reality, which the source calls a temporary illusion, a dream. And on the other side, that's our natural state, spirit. We are the dreamer, and that is our true home. Getting this distinction is pretty much the key to the whole thing.
Okay, so if this is all a dream, you gotta wonder, has anyone ever woken up inside of it? You know, like a lucid dream? Well, according to our source material, the answer is a big yes. And they point to one very, very famous historical figure as the prime example.
That brings us to our next section, the awakened dreamer. This is where we look at how the story of Jesus is seen through this lens, not so much as a religious figure in the traditional sense, but as someone who had an awakened consciousness. The idea here is that this individual completely understood that physical reality was a dream, and because of that understanding, he was able to expand his consciousness way beyond what we think of as physical limits. It allowed him to express, a much fuller version of his total being. But here's the absolutely crucial part. This wasn't presented as some one-off miracle. It was a demonstration of what's possible for everybody. And that right there leads us perfectly into our third section. Your true potential. This is where the idea stops being about history and becomes personal. It's about a capability that our source says lies inside of you right now.
Now, according to the source, the original teaching, it wasn't about creating a new religion or some new set of rules to follow. No, it was about something much more direct, much more empowering than that.
It was about demonstrating that we are all Christs. Now hold on, because the source is interpreting the word Christ not as a name, but as a state of being, a level of awareness that's available to everyone. The message wasn't worship me, it was become like me. And to back this claim up, the source points directly to this quote, which is recorded right in the Bible. Greater things than I have done will you do. I mean, it really makes you think, right? If this potential wasn't universal, how could a statement like that even be possible?
So yeah, that's the whole point. When you look at it through this lens, that famous quote becomes less of a prophecy and more like a blueprint, a statement about your own built-in capability. It reframes this historical figure as a trailblazer, someone showing a potential that exists in all of us.
So we've gone through this whole idea of reality being a dream and the incredible potential that could unlock. To wrap this explainer up, we're left with one final, pretty provocative question to think about. Look, if you accept the premise from our source that this physical life is a dream your spirit is having, it changes, well, everything. It completely flips the script. You're no longer just a character getting pushed around by the story. You are also the dreamer. So the ultimate question becomes, what kind of dream are you going to choose to have? What will you create?
Reality and dreams aren't opposites. They're reflections of each other. Next, discover your personal roadmap to transformation in A Guide to Your Inner Map.